Alright. U.S. Department of Labor Employment Training Administration Notice of Availability of Funds Funding Opportunity Announcement American announcement is April 25th, 2022. We must receive applications no later than 11:59 p.m. Eastern Time. Submit all application response solicitations through the grants.gov for the complete application submission information included the online application instructions. Please refer to Section 4. Alright, table of contents. Executive summary, funding opportunity, description, program, purpose, program, authority. 2. Award information, award type and amount with a period of performance. 3. Eligibility information, eligible applicants, cost sharing over matching, other information. 4. Application submission information, how to obtain application package, content form of application submission, submission date, time, process, address, intergovernmental and selection process, award administration information, award notice, administrative and national policy requirements, reporting, agency contacts, other information, web-based resources, industry competency milestones, career key definitions. Appendix B, resource to help employers with work inclusion. Appendix C, suggests the logic model templates. Appendix G, suggests the abstract outcomes and output tables. Appendix H, registered apprenticeship key evaluations. Alright, executive summary of the Employment and Training Administration with the U.S. Availability approximately $113 million in grant funds organized by the National Apprenticeship Act with the Apprenticeship Building America Grant Program. Of the $113 million available for the Apprenticeship Building America Grant Program, awards will range from $1 million up to $8 million. The department intends for the refund to be aggregated across all grants up to $50 million. Allowed for the industry workforce stakeholders and education community to match career seekers with in-demand job diversity in industry with the occupation under Title 29 CFR made significant strides with the registered apprenticeship program opportunities over the last 10 years and by registering 1.9 million apprenticeships covering over 13 also diversifying the industry with the utilization of the registered apprenticeship and increasing access to and completion of registered apprenticeship programs for the underrepresented population, undeserved communities. Registered apprenticeship can provide a path of quality jobs for all qualified individuals, including for Part 30, where population participate with the registered apprenticeship program, unless would be reasonably expected availability with the individual's apprenticeship with the relevant industry, occupation, recruitment area, undeserved representative of the population, underserved communities, allowing for diversification program delivery to address the individual participations needed. Collective of the American apprenticeship ecosystem meet the following goals: 1. Build modernized state with apprenticeship system. 2. Expand with the registered apprenticeship program opportunities for the youth. 3. Ensure the equitable registered apprenticeship program pathways. Registered apprenticeship to assist the department expanding with the modernizing registered apprenticeship system while promoting equity and access with the need for coordinated national investment strategy. Registered apprenticeship is critical to the support of the American administration's goal priorities, particularly with the groundbreaking passage of the Infrastructure Investment Jobs Act, or IIJA. The Apprenticeship Building America Grant Program builds up the department previously outgoing efforts to expand and modernize the registered apprenticeship through expanding the number of the program with the apprenticeship, diversifying with the industry with the utilize with the registered apprenticeship, and increasing access to and completion with the registered apprenticeship program, underrepresented of the population, unserved communities, and additionally with the Apprenticeship Building America Grant will accelerate the administrative goal of the priorities on the economic recovery post-COVID-19 pandemic by connecting more applications for the good jobs, career and priority industry sectors, including these industries implicated with the pandemic, such as the transportation and other occupations industry with a critical supply chain. Building and expanding sustained registered apprenticeship programs requires sufficient industry engagement, broad public-private partnership, or in normal circumstances due to the crisis such as the COVID-19 and the pandemic resulting economic hardship of the registered apprenticeship offer the important solution to these challenges. A top priority for the many of the worker companies that has been addressed with the talent questions include with how to attract and retain workers while seeking to diversify their workforce at a moment where the employers are seeking to swiftly rebuild with the workforce. The registered apprenticeship wave that provides jobs and a worker for the day from day one, particular valuable tool of the industry through the American Apprenticeship Building America Grant. Grantees will use registered apprenticeship with the pre-apprenticeship program and the support with the registered apprenticeship grant within workforce development solution, bridging opportunity with the gap, support with the development of diversification with the talent pipelines of advocate with the registered apprenticeship with the emerging industry with the developing diverse skilled workforce can meet with the industry demands while allowing participation to obtain with a quality job with a paying fame, the sustaining wages. Further, the economic recovery progress must expand with the opportunities within our workforce that are inclusive of the individuals with a historical undeserved marginalized adversely affected with a persistent poverty and inequitability. Registered apprenticeship programs offer the opportunity to allow the registered apprenticeship to earn while the learn and provide the pathway, well-paying careers and ability to advance their careers. The funding opportunity announcement solicits applications for the Apprenticeship Building America Grant Program to support coordinate national investment strategy that aims to strengthen and modernize the registered apprenticeship system. Centered on equity, promote the registered apprenticeships as a workforce development solution. The Apprenticeship Building America Grant will fund the grants for the four categories advanced to set up the core principles noted for the applicants for the opportunity to apply for the funding across four grant categories. 1. State apprenticeship system building and modernization. 2. Expansion for the registered apprenticeship opportunities for the youth. 3. Ensuring equitable registered apprenticeship pathway through pre-apprenticeship leading with the registered apprenticeship enrollment with equity partnerships. And 4. Registered apprenticeship hubs. 1. Category 1. State apprenticeship system building modernization. Grantors will coordinate with the registered apprenticeship with expansion with the system building efforts for the state level across the wide array with the industry sector for the employees employers, labor, organizational, educational institution, industry groups, the joint labor management partnership with the workforce, the apprenticeship and intermediate with the community-based organization, and other nonprofit, the public sector partners. Grantees will develop, the strategize, and improve the coordination efforts around the system alignment with the data quality with the program expansion with the target industry with the goal of the strategy to ensure the equity of the registered apprenticeship. Allows to facilitate other data sharing with the system, change with the governance requirements to comply with the law, and ensure with a strong modernized registered apprenticeship system. Category 2, expansion of the registered apprenticeship program opportunity with the grantees will establish expand with the partnership to commit with the registered apprenticeship program and pre-existing pre-apprenticeship programs that lead to the registered apprenticeship program enrollment for the youth through coordinating with the industry, workforce, and intermediate labor organization K-12 districts and community college youth serve with a community-based organization and other stakeholders. Category 3 with ensuring equitable registered apprenticeship program pathways to the pre-existing apprenticeship leading to the registered apprenticeship program enrollment and equity partnerships. Grantees will establish the development of equity-centered public-private partnership the pre-apprenticeship leading with the registered apprenticeship enrollment with the aim to increase the diversity, equity with the apprenticeship underrepresented with the population, unserved communities. Please see Appendix A with the definition of equity partnerships. Category 4 registered apprenticeship hub. The grantees will establish the registered apprenticeship hub by forming a multi-partner network capable of serving the registered apprenticeship program sponsors or intermediately primary focus supporting industry need with creating and expanding of the registered apprenticeship within the new with the emerging sector of the occupation. Cross-cutting principle for across all 4 categories. The Apprenticeship Building America will incorporate the following cross-cutting principles within their project support with administrative goals of ensuring quality jobs for all workers, equity, focus on the digital, focus on expanding the diversity, equity, with the inclusion, accessibility, with the, or DEAI, of registered apprenticeship programs into the new traditional industry with the improve outcomes of the workforce, unrepresented the populations, underserved communities. Grantees shall intentionally proactive with the design program strategies to ensure the greatest levels of diversity, equity, inclusion, and accessibility. See Executive Order for the Diversity, Equity, Inclusion, Accessibility of the Federal Workforce. Executive Order on Advancing Racial Equity, Support for Unserved Communities through Federal Government. Executive Order of the White House. Initiative of Advancing Educational Equity, Excellence, Economic Opportunity through Historical Black College University White Initiative of Advancing Education Equity, Excellence, Economic Opportunity for Hispanics. In January 2021, the President issued Executive Order 1398-5, Advancing Racial Equity, Support of the Undeserved Communities through the Federal Government in support of the under the Apprenticeship Building America Grant program will ensure equitable with opportunity federal funding with encourage application of the organization institution with the serve of the underrepresented population unserved communities such as the community based for the organization minority serving institution and encouraging equity partners to define with Appendix A. Furthermore, to promote inclusion more individuals with disability with the apprenticeship program, the Department of Labor has set with the aspiration goal of 7% with a covered sponsor apprenticeship workforce consists of qualified people with disabilities, encouraging applicants to ensure that eligible people with a disability support the goal, job quality, following the promoting of the registered apprenticeship program, a key strategy for the move of the workers into the good jobs across all industries, especially with the critical and in-demand industry with the occupation defined by the administration. By promoting hallmarks of registered apprenticeship program, progressive wage increase for the job quality, health, safety, discrimination, and harassment-free workplace benefits such as health care opportunities for workers to exercise their legal right to organize and form a joint union or more adaptable approaches to the trained workers. Support high-quality sustaining programs focus on the entire registered apprenticeship program, have each of the high-quality apprenticeships such as the progressive wage increase for the national industry, recognized credential, and those efforts support with the broader with the workforce development agenda with the support of the sustainable apprenticeship system on a national scale. Evidence-based approach incorporated the strategy for the improve the efficiency and effectiveness of the evidence for the research-based approach to the support workforce development initiatives of the involved in the registered apprenticeship programs, new opportunities, innovating of the engagement with the easy of access, focus on an initiative of the strategy to support with the expansion of the modernization registered apprenticeship programs, which may include but not limited to engaging new and underrepresented organization apprenticeship systems such as tribal organization, historical black colleges and universities, minority serving institution, Hispanic serving institution, small business minority professional trade organization, minority college student organization, minority alumni organization, minority fraternities and Greek organizations, minority chambers of commerce, minority veterans organization, faith-based organization serving people with a disability, developing registered apprenticeship programs, emerging industry, creating accessible registered apprenticeship opportunities, unrepresented population, underserved communities, creating an initiative with diversity outreach strategy with a linguistically and culturally competent developing distance learning approach of the developing initiative, the program delivery models, including the integration of the technology, leveraging technology, provide technical assistance, increase access, ease of access, remove employment training barriers, and improve system alignment, program and design and allowable activities. The Apprenticeship Building America grant will support through the coordinated national investment strategy, strengthen and modernize registered apprenticeship program system centered on equity events with administrative goals and priorities for inclusive economic recovery by connecting more than Americans to the good jobs and careers, especially high growth in-demand industry sectors. The Biden-Harrison administration supports the expansion of registered apprenticeship, including with the youth apprenticeship, the pre-apprenticeship, the leave with the registered apprenticeship enrollment with the Apprenticeship Building America grant will expand opportunity with the registered apprenticeship program. Pre-apprenticeship programs lead to the registered apprenticeship program enrollment during the grant period. Performance of the four categories: grant funding, state apprenticeship system building modernization, expansion of registered apprenticeship program opportunity for the youth, ensuring equitable apprenticeship pathways with the pre-apprenticeship leading to registered apprenticeship enrollment with equity partnerships, the registered apprenticeship hubs, while the grantees of their strategies will diverse within each category. They will share a set of the common design elements. Of the common design elements include the requirements for the registered apprenticeship and for the quality of the framework of the pre-apprenticeship program and cross-cutting principles of registered apprenticeship programs and quality framework for pre-apprenticeship programs. Registered apprenticeship program, pre-apprenticeship leading the registered apprenticeship program enrollment funded for the developed under the grant program must align with the requirements outlined below. A registered apprenticeship programs, a registered apprenticeship program approved of the model of the job preparation, approved of the validated by the Department of Labor to recognize the state apprenticeship agency, combining paid on-the-job learning with the related instruction to previously increase the worker skill level. The wages registered apprenticeship programs are also business-driven model with a provide effective way with the industry with the recruit, train, and retain highly skilled workers. The registered apprenticeship program allows the workforce partner with the educators with the employer to develop, apply with the industry, stand with the train programs, increase the quality of the workforce productivity. Registered apprenticeship programs offer job seek with immediate with employment and opportunity with a paying sustainable wages. The other offer advancement along over the career path that they complete with the training with the graduated registered apprenticeship to receive the national recognized with the portable credentials. Their training may be applied with the 12 of the further post-secondary education registered apprenticeship programs are offered that through the regulation issued within the National Apprenticeship Act of 1937, the Title 29 U.S. Standard Code 50 intent sequence of the Office of the Apprenticeship in conjunction with the Department of Labor to recognize with the State Apprenticeship Agency with the registered program federal purpose with the ensure the registered apprenticeship program meets application of the federal state law regulation, issue certificate to completion with the apprenticeship to encourage of the development of the new programs, the outreach of the technical assistance, protect the safety of the welfare of the apprentices, and ensure equal employment opportunity with the apprenticeship. All of the registered apprenticeship programs contain the following five key elements: the direct industry with involvement of the employer of the labor organization of the industry group. At the foundation of all of the registered apprenticeship programs or essential component of the design of the registered apprenticeship program. The industry the organization must play an active role to develop and expand with the registered apprenticeship program, providing mentoring and most critical to delivering on-the-job learning component with the registered apprenticeship program. Structural on-the-job learning. All registered apprenticeship programs include structured on-the-job learning company with a high apprenticeship with a provide with a hands-on training from a mentor. Training includes structural process with the ensure with the apprenticeship to obtain with the skill with the knowledge with the must learn within course with the program to be sufficiently proficient with the occupation. Term the apprenticeship with the individual apprenticeship with the maybe the apprenticeship with the completion with the industry standard with the on-the-job learning at least 2,000 hours of the time-based approach. Attainment of the competency-based approach or blend of the time-based and competency-based approach, such as the hybrid approach in Title 29 CFR 295-5B2 outline reaches the on-the-job learning for registered apprenticeship programs. Related instruction. Registered apprenticeship with related instruction of the classroom instruction with complements on-the-job learning in Title 29 CFR 29.2 that define the related instruction organized with a systematic form where the instruction is designed to provide apprenticeship with the knowledge of the theoretical technical subject with related with the apprenticeship occupation. Such instruction may be given with the classroom for the occupational industrial course with the corresponding courses of equivalent value with electronic media, other forms of the self-study with improved with the registration agency federal regulation Title 29 CFR 29.5B4 recommended minimum of 144 hours of the registered related instruction annually with apprenticeship with the registered apprenticeship program. This instruction helps define refine the technical academic skill that is applied with the job and improve the training providers such for the community college, technical school, college with apprenticeship training skill, or online provider or sponsor. The combination source that may provide related instruction to the registered apprenticeship. The grantor must ensure that the individual new registered apprenticeship before the approved training provider related with the related instructions as part of the grant. The instruction can be provided with the school outline and at the work site. Delivery of the related instruction can also be front-loaded during the related instruction occur for the upfront prior to the on-the-job learning. Delivery can be simultaneously provided with the on-the-job learning, but the evenings and the weekend delivery can be segmented, provided sporadically through the on-the-job learning. These different modulates highly flexibility inherent with the registered apprenticeship program model in order to meet unique industry needs. Progressive wage increase with the registered apprentice receive progressive wage increase with the skill of the knowledge increase with the other words with the receive of the rewards of the skill of the game of the progressive wages increase with the motivate apprenticeship with the advance for the training and become the more productive skill of the job outlined with the apprenticeship agreement and program standards. National industry recognized credentials. Every graduate of the registered apprenticeship program receives the national industry recognized credential referred to as the certificate of completion issued by the Department of Labor and federally recognized state apprenticeship agency with the portable credential signified with the apprenticeship that has completed with the training necessary to perform in the occupation. Many of the registered apprenticeship programs, particularly in high growth industries such as healthcare, information technology, advanced manufacturing, and transportation also offer the interim credentials and other industry-recognized credentials as well. The college credit and as an apprentice, master's variety of skills as part of the career pathway. In addition, with the 5 key elements of the registered apprenticeship is required with the file with the labor instruction of the EEO protections outlined in Title 29, Part 29, and Part 30. For more information, additional elements, please review Title 29 CFR Part 29 and 30. Registered apprenticeship expansion efforts include, but not limited to, the growing of the registered apprenticeship model into a new in-demand industry with the occupation include within the clean energy, public service, healthcare, child care, with construction technology. Expanding the youth of the rapid registered apprenticeship program model with the Workforce Innovation Opportunity Act with the other workforce education programs can lead with the registered apprenticeship, including pre-apprenticeship with the other career pathways led to the apprenticeship registered apprenticeship. Alright, increasing support of the registered apprenticeship stakeholder response for the diversity inclusion efforts for the actively working, supporting equal opportunity employment efforts for the recruitment and underrepresented of the population and serving communities. These efforts can be included with the registered apprenticeship program in new communities, including rural and urban neighborhoods, and building existing registered apprenticeship programs already in place for the maximum of the use of the resource, minimize the duplication of efforts to utilize, ensuring the core customers of the registered apprenticeship program system are served sufficiently. B, quality of framework of the pre-apprenticeship program. 3, apprenticeship program to define the strategies designed with the prayer of the individual entry for the registered apprenticeship program. Pre-apprentice program difference for the internship, the job shadowing, externship, the co-ops, which may be offered to the individual's opportunity with experience with the first hand with the professional practice, but does not do not always engage in practical apply with experimental learning for the purpose of the funding announcement. Pre-apprenticeship programs must include the following 5 elements for to be considered the quality of the pre-apprenticeship program. 1, design collaboration. Registered apprenticeship program sponsors quality of the pre-apprenticeship program. The design of the organization input with the registered apprenticeship program sponsor for the pre-apprenticeship program. Educational pre-vocational service to prepare with the individual to meet the entire requisite or more of the registered apprenticeship program. They have training goal for the teach for the participation of the defined skill set required agreed upon with the registered apprenticeship with the sponsor for the entry of the in program with the start of the day of the length of the specific pre-apprenticeship program may vary with the ideal of the pre-apprenticeship program provide industry recognized with the credential possibilities and stipends of the wages. 2, meaningful hands-on training that does not display with the pay with employees quality with the pre-apprenticeship program provide with a hands-on training with the individual workplace. 2, simulated the lab experience. 3, work-based learning environment also does not supplement a paid employment while actually accurately simulating with the industry with the occupational condition with a partnership with the registered apprenticeship, which include with the observing the proper supervision and safety protocols. 3, facilitated entry with the articulation of the purpose of the pre-apprenticeship program and is due with the trained individuals for entry with the registered apprenticeship program, quality pre-apprenticeship program, and specifically exposed to the participant in local, state, and national apprenticeship programs, and provide direct assistance with the participating apply with those programs whenever the possible. But the formalized agreements exist with the registered apprenticeship program that enables individuals who successfully complete with the pre-apprenticeship program to enter directly with the registered apprenticeship program. They must include the articulation agreements that allow the individual to earn advanced credit for the placement of the skill of the competency that already required. 4. Sustainable. 3. With a partnership that support ongoing sustainability, quality with the pre-apprenticeship program, such with the participants, partnership that collaborate, promote the need for the registered apprenticeship program as a preferred means to industry to develop the skilled workforce to create with the career opportunities, the pathways leading the registered apprenticeship program and enrollment of an individual. Access to appropriate support services while the pre-apprenticeship programs facilitate access to the appropriate support services during the program, and the support services may continue after the participation. The pre-apprenticeship programs into the registered apprenticeship program services may include the counseling, transportation, assistance, childhood care, rehabilitative services, among others. Pre-apprenticeship expansion efforts include, but are not limited to, the following: growing with the pre-apprenticeship model into the in-demand industries and occupation, including within clean energy, public service, healthcare, childcare, construction, technology, cybersecurity, manufacturing, and transportation, and other occupations industry and critical supply chains. Expand the use of the pre-apprenticeship of the model with the workforce initiative opportunity workforce educational programs. Leave with the registered apprenticeship program and other career pathways. Leave with the registered apprenticeship program. Increase support for the pre-apprenticeship, the stakeholder, the customer, for the diversity, for the equity, inclusion, accessibility efforts of the actively working for the equal employment opportunity after the requirement of the unrepresented population, unserved communities. These efforts can include the extending of the pre-apprenticeship of the new populations, for the new community, that include for the rural, urban neighborhoods, building and existing pre-apprenticeship efforts already with the maximum of the use of the resource of the minimum of the duplication of the use, ultimately ensuring core customers of the apprenticeship system are served efficiently. With the pre-apprenticeship programs, funds for this grant must be directly led to the registered apprenticeship during the grant period. With the performance of the pre-apprenticeship program funded under this grant shall ensure that the skill of the competence of being developed aligned with the industry need, if allowable, encourage pre-apprenticeship completed for the receive of the grant fund and serve in a registered apprenticeship program so they meet the grant participation. The Apprenticeship Building America with the grant activity. The application must propose project for the compromise all of the following activities: launch and expand with the registered apprenticeship program, increase for the registered apprenticeship program opportunity, youth and pre-apprenticeship program to lead to the registered apprenticeship program enrollment. Industry engagement support with the grantees must engage with the employer for the other industry organizations, demonstrate that insight with the industry workforce need with the partnership with the design and implementation investment with the resource to develop a long-term relationship, efforts to support ongoing employer engagement, promotion, outreach, and activity. Grantees must engage in efforts to promote the conduct of the outreach for the industry partner and for the stakeholders regarding the value and the benefits of the registered apprenticeship, the pre-apprenticeship leave of the registered apprenticeship program, and enrollment as appropriate. Partnership building. Grantors must identify with and collaborate with a broad range of the partners promoting the registered apprenticeship program, pre-apprenticeship programs. The grantees are expected to actively support the development and introduction of the new apprenticeship partner that include the employed industry association, labor unions, registered apprenticeship, and intermediaries. Workforce educational entities. Grantees are expected to directly but indirectly support the expansion of the national and regional local registered apprenticeship for the pre-apprenticeship models. Engaging unrepresented of the population, unserved the communities. Grantees must have a wide range of service policy with the procedures enable them to effectively serve unrepresented the population and serve the community. Specifically, leverage for the resource of the grantors must leverage for the local, state, and the federal private sector for the resource of the contribute the impact of the grant funding. The leverage funds must be described in the budget narrative described in section 4B2 of the project budget. The date informative decision making. The grantors must use the labor and market information, industry, occupation, need trends, assessment data, and other information to guide investment programmatic, any other key decision regarding grant planning and implementation, and system capacity. All grantees are required to collect the data with the required program element of the tracking and reporting performance outcomes of the enrolled apprentices. Policy and system alignment with the grantors must align with the policy with the initiative across the workforce development, economic development, and education over the system that improve the grant outcome to create a long-term condition of success. 3. Apprenticeship Building America Grant Program Goals of the Apprenticeship Building American Grant category within carry out with above the activities the applicant must apply with the one or below with the Apprenticeship Building America Grant categories based eligibility of the applicant. For more information, please see Section 3A with the eligible application, 3C2 with the number of the application applicants may submit. Hey, Category 1, State Apprenticeship System Building Modernization. Grantees will coordinate with registered apprenticeship program efforts for the success of the wide array with the industry sector of the employee, labor organization, educational institution, industry group, with an association, joint labor management partnership, with workforce with the apprenticeship, and intermediate with the community-based organization, other nonprofit, the public sector partner. The grantees will develop the strategy that improve the coordination with the efforts around data collection, data analysis, with the expand within the target industry, with identify with the part of the state sector strategies, so equity goals, implement equity with the strategy to ensure that all the population will be able to participate with the persistency of the registered apprenticeship program, facilitate other data sharing systems, change the government requirements to comply with the law, and ensure that the strong and modernized registered apprenticeship system. Under Category 1, state that may also propose the strategy related with distributing the youth of the registered apprenticeship program and the lead for the registered apprenticeship program and enrollment of the equity partnership with the establishment of the registered apprenticeship hubs. The Apprenticeship Building America grantees must do the following with a minimum of the allowable activities under the grant category. Comply with the registered apprenticeship regulations of the department interested in investing in the state committed with complying with the Title 29 CFR Part 29 and 32 promote the standardization registered apprenticeship program, build a unified national apprenticeship with the ecosystem. This includes the share of the data ensuring that the quality programs are of the register for the state and align with the 5 key of the registered apprenticeship program. On-job learning related to instruction progressive way with the mentoring national industry with the recognized credential attainment of the ensure of the reciprocity across national apprenticeship systems Office of the Apprenticeship States and the system of apprenticeship agencies can demonstrate their efforts to better align with the national apprenticeship system, create opportunity to increase the conformity of the Title 29 CFR Part 29 and 30 by engaging the following activities: establish 4 to 5 systems process which apprenticeship information is into the Office of the Apprenticeship Cave Management Record System, create programs, campaigns, and initiatives to support the implementation of the equal opportunity regulations, provide quality oversight of the equal opportunity compliance programs, align registration documents or standard with operating documents for the Office of the Apprenticeship with the boilerplate standards and standards builder, establish an initiative of the partnership workforce and intermediaries, educational partner community organizations, demonstrate a linkage between apprenticeship and the economic development strategies. Require to provide with the critical evidence based on the strong strategies strongly associated with the registered apprenticeship with grantees success, including the industry incentive of the covering of the cost of related instruction provisions, support services, specifically applicants with the described strategies. The following: promoting industry demand by providing support with establishing and sustaining registered apprenticeship programs. The application would identify with the opportunity to provide incentive with the funding and employer with the joint with the non-joint employer group with the other industry with the organization that support with the establishing and expanding quality of the registered apprenticeship opportunity of the apprenticeship. These efforts include creating a new national guideline standard or local program standard for the new registered apprenticeship program with local, regional, national employers. Speed, level the resources, leverage resources that support covering of the related instruction develop and implement with the system alignments for the efforts of the leverage of the braid federal and state funding with the support of the cover and the call of the related instruction of the registered apprenticeship. Support apprenticeship with entering successfully complete with the registered apprenticeship and ensure the provision critical supportive service the other related and necessary with the support with the apprenticeship successfully completing with the registered apprenticeship. The applicant may propose with a wide range of the support service the apprenticeship include but not limited to the housing, transportation, child area, care and counseling other needs. Diversity in industry with the representation expand with the target industries identified as part of the state with the sector strategy with the department is particularly interested in expanding with the registered apprenticeship program, the new in-demand in the industry with the occupation including clean energy, public service, the healthcare, childcare, construction, technology, cybersecurity, manufacturing, transportation, other occupation industry with the critical supply chain. States are strongly encouraged to develop the state-based apprenticeship hub with the sector-based sponsor for the intermediaries to support the expansion of the new industry. Diversify the registered apprenticeship program to design the talent pipelines applicated for the purpose identified with the implement with the quality goal of the strategy for the ensure for the population and equal opportunity to participate and persist the succeed of the registered apprenticeship programs that include and actively increase the access of the opportunity of the youth and women, people of color, people who are formerly incarcerated, people with disabilities, and define with the Title 29 Part 30 with an enrollment succeed with the registered apprenticeship program and additional applicant for the purpose of the work with the education and the industry stakeholder to modify the develop the curricula to prepare individuals to enter for the registered apprenticeship program, including with the incorporation quality of the pre-apprenticeship program, lead for the registered apprenticeship program and enrollment, which may include the Workforce Initiative, Occupational Act, programs for the Youth Build and Job Corps. Use of data-driven decisions, appropriate approach of the accelerated registered apprenticeship program application or to facilitate data sharing with the system chain with the governance requirement to comply with the law and ensure that the strong registered apprenticeship system include the unifying the information technology system with the across these align with the registered apprenticeship program, registered apprenticeship program information data system or RAPIDS. Workforce integrated with the performance system and other workforce systems. Grantees also will create with the update with the save of the data collection system, better track apprentice outcome and the save of the collect grant specifically with the related with the program element of the tracking and reporting performance outcome of the enrolled apprenticeships. 6. Implement COVID-19 mitigation strategy with the upskill with the encourage the ease of the access of the registered apprenticeship program. Grantees are expected to co-enroll with the leverage existing with the federal, state, and local with the private funding with the programs to advance with the registered apprenticeship within the state with the effort should include with the development trade with the direct the challenges to bear with the due to COVID-19 pandemic moving 100% online, developed a new curricula, keeping people engaged with that they were laid off with adapting to the immediate need of the healthcare workers and first responders, developing a flexible model to modulate with the service apprenticeship and e.g. transition related instruction online delivery. An implementation program aligned with local labor marketing information result of the impact of the COVID-19, and this includes using existing resources of the Apprenticeship.gov, other workforce development tools for the connect the industry, educated with the career seekers, and please see Appendix B for the more information on COVID-19 resources. B. Category 2, expansion of the registered apprenticeship program opportunity. Youth of the grantee will establish the partner commit with expanding opportunity with the registered apprenticeship with the pre-apprenticeship with the leave with enrollment of the registered apprenticeship program. Youth by leveraging relationship, industry, workforce, intermediaries, large labor organization, K-12 districts of the community college youth service and community-based organization or their stakeholders. The Apprenticeship Building America grant will do the following minimum that allowable activities done with this grant category to develop and implement the youth center approach for the developing of the registered apprenticeship programs. Grantees are expected to form regional, state, and national partnership with the industry, education, stakeholder, expand with the registered apprenticeship program opportunity. Youth include the high school student with the opportunity, youth with the housing insecurity, youth with the justice involved, youth with the young parents, and youth with low income and disadvantaged backgrounds. Include the integrating the registered apprenticeship program with education existing youth system. Serving systems, policies, and programs include the career and technical education, the dual enrollment, dual credit with the across high school and the college level, the workforce initiative, occupation act, the youth group programs. While grantees should focus on attracting and retaining the participation identified above, all registered apprenticeship programs must provide with equal opportunity to the base of the race, for the color, religion, national origin, sex, sexual orientation, age of 40 and older, and genetic information, disability, in accordance with Title 29, Part 30. Develop an industrial registered apprenticeship program and increase the opportunity for the youth with the grantee with respect with the registered apprenticeship program standards across the peripheral with the industry with the attract with the high school with the opportunity youth with an in-demand occupation. This includes the coordinate with the local, regional, and national employee with the other industries. Organization working within the education system, design with the related instructor to meet with the educational industry standard with the satisfied with the requirements of the registered apprenticeship program, Title 29, CFR Part 29. Additional grantee with the coordinate with the employee with the design program that are flexible learning objectives with the other participant and assessment of determine the skill of the levels, aptitudes, ability, the interest, and competency of the apprentice. Invest with the marketing outreach with the stakeholder, with the belief with the registered apprenticeship, with the grantor, with the expect, with the raise, with the awareness, with the promote, with the adoption of the registered apprenticeship program, secondary educational level, include with the development of the information material, with the educate, with the influencer, parents, teach, with the school counselors on the behalf of the registered apprenticeship program, support with the development of related instruction, serve the high school with the opportunity of the youth and or opportunity youth. The grantors shall ensure with the registered apprenticeship program is designed to create the opportunity for and support the needs of the high school and opportunity youth. Collaborative with local education workforce system integrate with the registered apprenticeship pathway, serving through the development of the policy, facilitate with the dual enrollment of transition to high school to registered apprenticeship program. This includes the integration with the registered apprenticeship program with existing youth services serving system policy programs, include the career and technical education promoting innovation, include the alignment of the career and technical education programs, dual enrollment, dual credit as appropriate with the co-enrollment of the workforce initiative, opportunity act, youth the programs, also creating the training infrastructure network to deploy registered apprenticeship programs of their youth, that develops and modifying the training activities to meet the needs of the apprenticeship. 8. Reduce associated cost with the participation registered apprenticeship, serving youth with the grant is allowed for the overcost of the related instruction with the grant funds with the leverage research as well with the on-job learning by the reimbursing the employee with these activities. Renegotiated reimbursement percentages may not be exceed 50% of the participation for the hourly wage. Similarly, with the grantors are allowed for the cover for the cost support with services may include with the transportation, child care, dependent care, housing, counseling that needs related with the payments for the necessary with enable the individuals participating in the education training activities found throughout funded through this grant, but the funding of the support services may not exceed 20% of the total grant. For technical assistance, the registered apprenticeship stakeholder, the grantee shall provide all grant the recipient is a designated partner for the education stakeholder, the workforce board, with the industry organization, labor organization, employee with the technical assistance, advice, support, help create registered apprenticeship, stand with the registered apprenticeship to develop and launch with the increase of the opportunities for the youth. C. Category 3, ensuring the equitable with the registered apprenticeship pathway to the pre-apprenticeship, leading with the registered apprenticeship enrollment of the equity of the partnership. Grantees will develop the promote public-private partnership with the registered apprenticeship program, pre-apprenticeship with the lead with the registered apprenticeship program and enrollment aim to increase the diversity, equity with the apprenticeship of the underrepresented population, unserved communities. The Apprenticeship Building America with the grant will follow with the minimum with allowable activities done with this grant. Invest marketing outreach with the promote with the diversity, equity with the inclusion, accessibility with the registered apprenticeship Apprenticeship Program. The grantee with expect with the raise awareness for the various types of the registered apprenticeship pathways unrepresented in the population and serve the community. These include connecting the base with the organizations, several of the groups such as the HSI, MSI, HBCU, CBO, and faith-based organization businesses to educate first stakeholders of the benefit of the return on the investment of the registered apprenticeship program and the demand with a high growth sector with addition with the outreach for the grantee for the expected develop partnerships while those equity focused over the organizations described. 2. Provide funding with a bill for the talent pipelines ran for the registered apprenticeship program. Grantees connect with the quality of the pre-apprenticeship programs, include with the workforce initiative, the opportunity act with youth programs to develop the apprenticeship roadmap with the enrollment of the pre-apprenticeship successfully into the registered apprenticeship program. This may include working with the pre-apprenticeship program to develop the curriculum with the facilitate smooth transition registered apprenticeship program, cover the cost of the related instruction on job learning, support services upon with the registered apprenticeship program, providing incentive with the funding with the employer with expand with the registered apprenticeship opportunity underrepresented the population and serve communities, develop equitable pathways, registered apprenticeship through the pre-apprenticeship, the equitable, the partnership with the grantees that are expected to expand with the registered apprenticeship program for an unrepresented population and serve communities. 4. Provide support service with the pre-apprenticeship, the grants are expected to provide with the rapid around with the support service to include with the housing, children care, transportation, counseling, and other services to enable the individuals to participate and succeed with the pre-apprenticeship, leading with the enrollment of the registered apprenticeship program. 5. And encourage the youth of the portable stakeholder with the credential with the grantee with expect with the support of the youth of the industrial recognize the stakeholder with the credential pre-apprenticeship program with the strength of the pre-apprenticeship skill with the knowledge of prior to the registered apprenticeship program and enrollment. Provide clear pathways for participating in the registered apprenticeship program and enrollment. The grantees expect with the pros of the pre-apprenticeship program that are connected to the registered apprenticeship program spot will enroll with the pre-apprenticeship within the registered apprenticeship program. D. Category 4 Registered Apprenticeship Hub. The guarantee will establish the Registered Apprenticeship Hub by forming a multi-partner network capable of serving the Registered Apprenticeship Program sponsored for the intermediate with the primary focus of support of the industry and need of creating, expanding new emerging sectors. Occupation hubs can lead with a variety of the organization encouraging include with additional areas of the focus of youth equity with the career paths, leading the Registered Apprenticeship Enrollment Program and enrollment beyond with the primary focus of the expansion of the Registered Apprenticeship of the target industry with the industries. As Apprenticeship Hub, the Apprenticeship Building America grants will for the following minimum allowable activity of the grant category. Serve the registered apprenticeship and intermediary that develop with lines for the registered apprenticeship program. The main purpose of the registered apprenticeship program hub is to support the need of the industry, facilitate the development and expansion of registered apprenticeship program across the spectrum of the sectors of the occupation. Apprenticeship hub grants include a wide variety of the organization, employer, industry, labor, with the equity of the regional workforce for the education of these organizations. Serve the intermediary of the program sponsor industry-driven organizations working across multiple regions, community, and sponsor for the TA capacity. Or providing some of the funding with the registered apprenticeship program and employee with the grantees are provided with some of the funding with the new employee with the joint employer group with the joint labor management organization and industry associated with the directly fund with the development of the registered apprenticeship program and the other program the development and need with the grantees should also contact with due diligence identify opportunities to the support of the employee with the various geographic regions including with the rural local income community of the employer shall all business include those owned with the members of the unrepresented population unserved communities. Connect with the national regional state with the local employer with the industrial group with the expand with the registered apprenticeship program grantee with the expand with the development of the partnership with the employer with the industry group including labor and identify with the sector active with the response for the intermediately facilitate the development of large-scale multi-employer apprenticeship program hubs with the intent with the serve of the engines of the growth that can promote the expansion of the registered apprenticeship program. Develop a network with the support of the rapid development and scaling of scaling and deployment of the registered apprenticeship program. Grants are expected with the develop and broad network with a partnership include with the employer with the industry associations and labor youth, the registered apprenticeship, intermediate workforce, equity with the educational and need with the focus on the supporting of the broad needs specific industry sector with expanding with the registered apprenticeship. 5. Develop the technical assistance research of the registered apprenticeship program. Critical industry with the grantee with the must develop you with the research with the assist the employee with including small business, including with his own with the members of the unrepresented population, and serve with the community with the understanding of the requirements of launching registered apprenticeship. 6. Promote, encourage, employee with the utilize the apprenticeship directly leading to the registered apprenticeship program through the network of partnership grants for the contributed with the comprehensive the career pathways and services within the chosen industry through curriculum development, the coverage of the infrastructure, call the development of the agreements between the sponsor for the pre-apprenticeship to provide through the expanded the registered apprenticeship program opportunity unrepresented population and serve communities. 7. Coordinate with leverage efforts for the Apprenticeship Building in America, the Registered Apprenticeship Hub to help with expand with the scale of the Registered Apprenticeship Program and spread with the Hub network and support with the collaboration grantees will require to part with the cohort with the Apprenticeship Hub with working together with the support cohesive efforts to grow with the Registered Apprenticeship ecosystem. Your geographical scope. The applicants must identify with the geographical scope of the proposed project. The applicants may choose one of the following geographical scope: local, regional, statewide, with the national scope of the geographical scope of the physical survey to the end which are awarded with the applicants for the survey of the participation and provide services. One local region means that the surveying is part of one of the state continuous area that include with the multiple site with the may cross more than one state. Two, statewide means survey the entire state, multiple non-continuous sites within one site. With three, national means the survey the multiple state with multiple locations across the country. Survey that does not need to be continuous. Applications under Category 1 State Apprenticeship System Building Modernization are required to target with a statewide geographical scope. Collaboration. Apprenticeship Building American grants. These are highly encouraged to collaborate with existing Department of Labor, the Registered Apprenticeship Investments, promote the expansion of the program, as well with the Department of Broader with the Registered Apprenticeship, Diversity, Equity, Inclusion, and Accessibility with the effort to such for the Department existing investment focusing on the diversity, equity, inclusion, and accessibility through the industry intermediary contact with the Registered Apprenticeship, the Technical Assistance Center of Excellence, collaboration with the leverage of the line with the efforts for the maximum of the use of the resource, for the minimum of the duplication of efforts, ultimately ensuring core customer of the Registered Apprenticeship Program system serve the year efficiently. Currently with the Department of Labor funded with the Registered Apprenticeship Investment on apprenticeship.gov. The American Apprenticeship Building America for the grants will require to collaborate with the coordinator with the national evaluator if there is national evaluation of the American Apprenticeship Building America program. As condition with a grant award, more information from the requirement is discussed in Section 5B4A ETA evaluation. B. Program Authority. Funding for the opportunity come with a consolidated operation for the 2021 Public Law 116-260, Division H, Title 1, appropriation allowed with the Department of Award funds, expanding opportunity for the Registered Apprenticeship Program, only registered with the National Apprenticeship Act, with the meaning for the recipients must spread with these funds on all activities with the creative system, with the creation of the Registered Apprenticeship Program. The program will support the development of the new expansion of the existing Registered Apprenticeship Program to define with the Title 29 CFR Part 2930 with the U of the Apprenticeship Building America grantees may not spend with the funds of the industrial recognized apprenticeship programs. 2. Award information.